breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page life is about to appear. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, and if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells you, friend, Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
All right, what's up, everybody? Sunday. All right, what's cooking? Let me flip the old radio on, get the camera working. We will talk tropics. Click, click, click. There I am. Click the right one. All right. Looks like we're live. We got microphone. We got camera. We got spinach. We got people. And we got people talking about shark teeth. What's up with that, Monica? What's up, Dale? Marco's looking weaker. Yes. There's Shelly. Shout out. Yes, we'll do that. Yeah, Marco's crazy little system. We got a couple systems to talk about. What's up, Ryan? Bradley, we did one of these little supporter lives early today, and then of course we'll be live tomorrow at 9:19. We'll do our big one. We got two big topics to talk about. Marco is the first one. The question mark with Marco is going to be, will it be a hurricane or not by the time it gets to the Gulf Coast? There's an outside chance it could fizzle. But nonetheless, we got hurricane warnings up. And we talked a lot about that shear, right? We're getting a lot of action into the Florida Panhandle and the Big Bend area, Apalachicola Bay. So we're going to show all that. We'll talk about Laura. Laura's riding a little bit lower in Cuba. And I won't spend too much time on Marco. We'll spend about 30% Marco, 70%. Well, because Laura looks like it could be a major hurricane. The NHC's already got the winds up to 110 miles an hour. So that's a serious possibility. And it's not 100% certain on the track, but definitely Texas, Louisiana, middle Texas up to state line and into Louisiana a little bit. So I wish it was easier. A lot of it depends on how far south it goes. So we'll go into all that. So we got two South Carolina people back to back. What are you guys trolling me from South Carolina? Just had a bunch of. We had tropical rains here in Florida, by the way. Kind of crazy in Tampa. All these rains pushing in from the sheared Marco. All right. Let's see. Well, now that school's starting, JC, right? So I got my bus schedule. I keep showing it. Emily's got to be at the bus stop at 6:48. Sarah's got to be at 9:04. So I'll be getting up at 5:45, making sure Emily gets up and gets ready for her first day of high school. I can't believe it. Crazy. There's David Allen Coe. What's up? Yep, we've been watching that H. Wharf H. Mon has been all over the intensity again. So that's 3 for 3 in my book for the H. Mon H. Wharf as far as intensity goes. Greg, there you go, buddy. Just don't do it Wednesday night because you might need to stay alert if you get a hurricane. There's my old racing buddy Bobby. What's up, man? No Florida storms, but you must be bored. We don't have anything in Florida right now, unless you're down in the Keys. There's definitely, there's a chance that Laura is going to be bringing some winds and rains. The outer bands of Laura could definitely reach South Florida Monday. So there you go. What else we got? Marco going back into the Gulf. Oh, you mean dying and coming back down? Yeah, there's a chance Marco's going to die and just be a weak wave, kind of meeting Laura. They're going to meet. They're going to meet in the Gulf and they're going to make babies. Marco's going to be hanging out around Houston, waiting on Laura. Crazy, huh? Yeah, thank you, Jamelia. Thank you. Yeah, Sarah's a little nervous, a little disappointed in our schools, though. They have not contacted, at least Sarah, she's got Down syndrome. Normally the schools are a little better with, we don't know. We're just shoving her on a bus and hope that she's taken care of. Our girl's pretty darn self-sufficient. She can, but I'm sure everybody's going through what the hell to expect today. So anyway, all right, let's talk about the weather. So hey to everybody, Shelly's in there. She helps me out. There's Loretta. Read what's going. So there you go, Jonathan, holding on to Florida. Fujiwara. So I found a cool picture today of ABC. It is like the toy store for adults. So big thanks, shout out ABC Fine Wine and Spirits here in Florida. Pretty colors when you go in there. It's kind of like a very happy place. So we'd like to share some pretty photos. But big shout out to them. Thank you for supporting them, Mike's Weather Page and Drunk Donkey official alcohol store of Mike's Weather Page. So thank you, ABC. Next hurricane, we're gonna have a party there. That's coming to Florida. We've already talked about it. We're gonna do a Zoom meeting as the storm approaches. All right. So I found some cool links here. This is Cuba Radar. This is on Laura. I added that to the site, by the way. So if you go to my site, go down to Laura here. And I guarantee you 4 times during my little speech here tonight, I'm going to mix up Marco and Laura. Guaranteed. You can bet your money. All right, so here's a new Cuba radar right here. Right underneath the intensity map for Laura, Cuba radars. It's my 800th link on my site. And I was looking at a lot of stuff, so let me close everything up. So, well, that was pretty eerie looking. That was Key West. I was checking out some stuff on Twitter before going live, but there's Key West infrared satellite. Lots of convention to the south of convention. You've been talking weather too long when you say convention. Panama City, yeah, you're going to get some squall lines. So let's talk about, let's jump right in it. Here's my website, Mike's Weather Page. Check it out. If you haven't ever been there, Mike's Weather Page. Got some great supporters on the page. Sparks Energy. Need to do a shout out to Sparks. They're been with me a lot of years. Great company. They sponsor NASCAR, so they're even greater. All right, so here's the deal with Marco. Here's the latest advisory. 8 o'clock advisory just came out. Check out this shift to the east. Not that it really means too much. It's getting so sheared right now. I'm very surprised. They have to keep the hurricane warnings up. But, man, when you look at this sucker, it is absolutely taking a beating tonight. Look at this. So, when we say sheared, we mean winds blowing here out of the southwest, right? And look at that. Huge winds. And look, we've had constant blowing into Florida. We've had squall lines here, which is really kind of neat, man. You get these, all of a sudden I hear this pounding outside, like, what the hell is that? And it's freaking tropical rains in Tampa, man. You can hear it, man. They sound different than afternoon rains. Call me crazy, But tropical rains, because they come down hard and then they stop. But anyway, so here's the main storm. Somewhere around here. But look, there's a little bit of convection fire in here. So it's hanging on. It's hanging on. It's hanging on. You know, it's got a tight core, and it continues to build those hot towers. The shear knocks them off, and then it refires. So it's still expected to be a hurricane the time it comes up. But it has shifted a little east, and you know, I'm surprised that not that the effects are going to be any different. This is a prime example of a heavily sheared system. Heavily, because all the convection is being blown off. And if, you know, we got a lot of fans. I posted earlier, I was surprised the amount of people that chimed in showing the rain. But the, you know, Florida, just for example, because I got some cool radar. Look at that, all that stuff kind of spiraling in with it. See, I mean, believe it or not, this is all influenced. You know, you got your counterclockwise flow here. Like this. So, you know, we're getting, and then shove all that in, and we're getting a lot of, look at that heavy action up here, all the way through Tallahassee and Panhandle. So you're not getting a storm, but you're getting some pretty good squall lines, no doubt. And really, you can argue this is part of it too. It's all getting pulled in. So it's pretty fascinating to see that. Center's somewhere here, but anyway, so the last fix, interestingly enough, I didn't really even check it out. This is, they just posted their 8 o'clock fix. Not that it changes much. It's still a sheared system. No, like turn to Tampa or anything. Still kind of going north, but that's a pretty significant little shift here at the 8 o'clock advisory. So maybe we'll see a track shift a little bit. You know, all along, the HMON and HWRF were showing this heading more up into, you know, either Mississippi, even Alabama. So I've always was surprised that they haven't ruled those out. But anyway, there's a new fix. Maybe we'll have a new cone at 11, but effects the same nonetheless. It's going to be struggling on approach. So you know, very, 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 very. You could bet. You could bet. What do you want to bet? I was going to say something that wasn't very appropriate, but I can't. Very unlikely this thing will intensify more than what it is right now. So minimal hurricane, but there are some serious threats still. Obviously, you know, through the night tonight, and then especially tomorrow, we're going to start to see these squall lines coming up. So we're already seeing the squall lines now. Look at that. So here, Storm Prediction Center already showing storms. These are, you know, squalls in off the water, tornadoes, yes. Water spouts, yes. I wouldn't even rule out a few here as our storm rotates in. So this whole general area here with Marco is going to be going downhill until tomorrow. That's the impact landfall tomorrow afternoon, and could speed up a little bit. But there's the latest track. We'll see if there's a new 11 o'clock advice. So 11 o'clock they have a new cone, but still hanging on at 75 miles an hour. So there you go. There's that. It's expected to weaken extremely fast, and it's not expected to be a huge rainmaker. Latest rain estimates are just barely inching 4 to 6. So no big threat as far as a stall. The high pressure that's above is going to, and the shear is just going to rip it apart. All the models are showing that. So they're definitely, in my opinion, they're on the high end of the what if factor. But we'll see. That's not, you know, official forecast. You always live and die by the official forecast. NHC is the boss. I'm just a disgruntled employee that thinks he knows better sometimes, and then I get knocked in my place time for time. Who's the troll? We got a troll, Shelly. Somebody said we have a troll. There's a chicken. Aaron. Don't count your chickens. So that's it. All right. So there's still storm surge threat. They lowered a little bit here. It was 4 to 6. Now it's 3 to 5. Mouth of Mississippi. So it's still got 4 to 6 to Morgan City, mouth of Mississippi. Storm surge warning. So we'll watch that. Let me I want to talk briefly about that. Here's the latest spaghetti models. 00Z will be coming out. These aren't tropical tidbits, but all the models are pretty much showing this turn. And when it does a turn, it really starts to get hampered by that shear. And it's turning because of a high pressure system. And that's ultimately the same high pressure system that's steering Laura. That's going to eventually turn Laura. So it's making sense. The big question is going to be if it's actually a hurricane at the time it makes landfall. That'll be the big question. And again, how far, that it's being blown because of the shear. So that's a pretty big little jump. But anyway, all right, there's that. Let's see if the hurricane hunters are out there right now, and then we'll slowly get into Laura here. Showed you all that. We'll go check out the hurricane hunters. They're in Marco, heading to Marco, and there's Laura. They'd finished. Oh, wait, we're looking for Marco. They're heading to Marco. Here's Marco up here. Look at a big burst of convection right here. So it's still firing. The one description I saw, no matter how ugly it looks, the core is still decent low pressure. I think the last fix was around 995 maybe. So it's not going to, it's probably, it'll probably maintain it'll be a teeny, it was 991. So, and that is Marco. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to keep its core and just be a teeny weeny little ball of a storm right here. See that last little blow up? This is on Weather Nerds. So you can see it right there. So the center keeps popping back. But look at the direction. It's not turning. And there's Louisiana. So this is going to speed up a little bit. It's going to, we could see landfall earlier tomorrow, in my opinion. Look at that. Big stuff. Blown convection went off to the northeast. But there's our center. Still trying not to die. Hey, Sandy Snodgrass, what's up? Let's see. Let's see. Matt, Laura, Windy App. Yeah, Windy App's pretty good. Windy App defaults to the European model, so you gotta be careful. Hey, Don, how's it going? Don, I know. Wait till we get a storm heading to Florida, man. We'll have 30, 40,000. I'd like to see how 4 comments you can handle that. 4 comments across the screen. Hey, Jennifer. So Florida's, we got occasional squall lines coming through Florida on the west coast and panhandle from Marco. Maybe the same thing with Laura in South Florida especially. So let's go to Laura real quick. So Laura tonight is still firing pretty heavy convection. It appears that it's passing the core just south of Cuba. We'll let this load. The hurricane hunters were able to get out there a couple times before it got back over land. But overall, the center is definitely tracking a little bit to the south of Cuba. Still a lot of convection. Hurricane hunters reported it was one of the most lightning storms they've ever seen in a tropical system, and it's doing it again tonight. So there's a lot of lightning, a lot of convection. So this doesn't really seem to matter too much in the short term. It's going to be what happens past the eastern Cuba. We've got the higher mountains here, but once it gets on the other side of Cuba here, we gotta start to really worry. That part of the island's flat, and I show this all the time, but the heat potential map. Extremely warm. That's going to definitely aid in intensification. And unfortunately, a lot of the modeling starting to show possible major hurricane into the western Gulf we have to worry about. Here's the latest track at 8. If you want to look at the 3-day or the track cone, they say never focus on the center, but sometimes it's just kind of nice to know where it is. But really close to the state line, Louisiana, Texas. We have HMON, HWRF are trending more into Texas. Strong system, possibly major hurricane. And the timing would that be Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So, the tone of everybody is very, very low shear. and I'll just keep I'll do cursive. I can do cursive. Low shear, and that looks terrible. Low shear to Gulf, and basically it's going to have, a day and a half, 2 days maybe on the Gulf. So these are the ones you got to watch that have more than 24 hours over the Gulf, and definitely seeing the H-Mon and H-Wharf, two models that have been pretty good on intensity. A little worrisome. So let me show you the latest models for all of them, which is good. I want to show you the windy thing real quick because I was checking out the structure here of Laura. Every time I hesitate because I'm trying not to screw it up and say Marco. Same with East and West. So there's our 850. Could be the center. Mid-level has never really got lost. So this storm did not do the normal get tore up over Hispaniola. It actually got better over Hispaniola, which is so uncommon. Usually you see the mid-level spin completely ripped apart, especially low level, but it didn't. So it actually lowered pressures coming on the other side of Hispaniola. So it'll take a little time to get this back going again, but it's starting to enter more favorable, flatter terrain, and that's what obviously we don't want to see. And again, here's the convection. A lot of lightning, so it's still got a ton of energy down there. So, all right, some of the individual models. Let's just jump right into it. The worst case scenarios on all these. We'll start out with GFS. GFS, unfortunately, is strong again on Laura. Very consistent. Marco. We kind of know where Marco's going. Marco, Louisiana, hurricane or not, that's the big question. It's not going to be the most organized hurricane. It'll be a tight ball of storms. Still will have squall lines. But, there's that turn. Starts to weaken quick. So it's going to die a quick death, it appears. But here comes trouble. Here comes Laura. And 9:58. So that's pretty strong. This is Thursday morning. Late Wednesday night, it starts to go downhill. So the GFS strong, 9:58. That's not good. That's leaning towards almost state line, a tick into Texas. So, western Texas or eastern Texas, state line. And this starts to curve us. So GFS strong, not good. The latest Euro, a little better. Showed a weaker 103. Make no sense. So the Euro did a crazy flip-flop. So again, everybody thought the Euro was being a little more consistent. Here's last night's run, 9:57, almost exactly the same GFS. This is last night's run. And then this afternoon's run, weak into Louisiana. So I think the NHC obviously threw that out as an outlier because they increased their intensity at 5 o'clock to 110 miles an hour. So the Euro is not king again, apparently, to the NHC. And again, most of your models are showing Marco not being anything. Here's your CMC, a little weaker into Louisiana. So kind of an outlier there too. Good news. Well, bad news for Louisiana. Good news, it's not a 950 hurricane. So, take it for a grain of salt. And then let's do the Navy model just for fun. Haven't checked that out in a while. Kind of weaker. You can tell now the NHC is starting to use their own thinking now, obviously, and they know that. See, even the Icons got that general path with weak or strengthening in the middle Louisiana. So I mean, there are still a couple. All right, so let's go to the H Wharf because we can. And, it's doing the worst case scenario, both the H-Wharf and the H-Mon consistently now. 920 millibar. That would be huge, but it's very consistent. This is what the NHC is stressing. Possibility this thing could explode and be major hurricane. It's 110, the official forecast. It would only take 5 more mile an hour to be Cat 3. So, Anyway, there's the H-Wharf. This is the Wednesday night overnight, which would be the worst time, obviously. Overnight hours on approach. So that's one model that hopefully is outdone. And then the H-Mon is almost exactly the same. I haven't checked the 18Z, but it's been so consistent. The H-Mon almost exactly the same. Not good. And then the latest GFS high resolution 18Z, almost the same, 958. And there's your state line right here. So you got 3 decent high resolution hurricane models showing just a tick west of Louisiana Texas state line. That's 3 models that are showing almost the same thing. You know, it's not the official forecast by any means, but it kind of is when you look at the NHC and there's a CMC going more in Louisiana. So Louisiana, so the Euro and the CMC, the reason they're going north is it's predicting a weaker system coming off of Cuba, never really having a chance to organize. So that's what they're thinking. But again, you go back to the official NHC forecast for what we're looking at here, and they are showing 110 miles an hour, or 105, excuse me. I keep saying 110. But they also say, although not explicitly shown, Laura could threaten the Northwest Gulf near major hurricane strength. So anyway, the official is 105. I keep saying 110. I thought I read that somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so that's pretty serious. We got a lot to watch the next few days, that's for sure. Spaghetti models are pretty tightly clustered on that. I think I saw Levi even commented on the eerie agreeance now of these models, and you can see these are initializing kind of correctly, going below Cuba and curving up. So starting to see some big time consistency on the spaghetti models. Not good. West coast of Florida. Well, listen, I mean, we got a tropical storm watch for the Keys. We're definitely going to see, you know, the outer winds on the last Hurricane Hunter show. The bands, pressure dropped again, 1,000. So, you know, the red's obviously stronger. Well, we got a little pocket here too, but the bands do extend outwards. So there is a chance we're going to see some bands come through, at least Key West, South Florida, Monday. But as far as any farther north, unless the system was sheared, which is not, I don't think so. I think the Keys have the best shot of any sort of outer passing band. Florida, the most action Florida's going to get right now going into tonight, as Marco gets sheared. This heavy convection right here is heading straight north to the Panhandle. So all the focus was where Marco was going, and lo and behold, look, Panhandle's going to get a big chunk of rain here coming real soon. Some of these could be pretty squally. Definitely. So a little bit of unexpectedness there, but, you know, a sheared system definitely blows in the convection. Good question, Linda. The steering pattern, very, very well defined right now. The shear map shows it too. But we have a big dip right here in the jet, and our system is right on the eastern side. The winds are blowing out of the southwest. All this shoves, all this moves with Marco, leaving behind a pocket. And you can already see the blue lines indicating reduced shear. So as Marco encounters this shear, there's a high pressure above. He just kind of gets blown apart, and all that moisture is going to shove off into the east, and we're going to end up with a pocket of low shear, which Laura's going to be able to get into. So you can see a lot of different ways, but another. I mean, I'll tell you what, a good way to see it is here at Weather Nerds. You can kind of see the flow here. Even this the U.S. here. We'll just leave it on. Just leave it on this one here. We can loop it. You should be able to see the flow. Really good to see the flow. This is the whole. I mean, look at these winds. I mean, everything's just blowing like that. That's you see strong winds coming out of the. So we have more convection in the upper Gulf heading into the Big Bend right now, ironically, than we do with the actual system itself. That's because everything got blown that way. But that's all going to be gone. All this stuff shoves off to the west and leaves a little pocket of low shear. High pressure builds in, goes around it, gets sucked up into this next little system, and it runs on out to the northeast. So the story with the system has been that high pressure. Jennifer, you never know. Well, there's that outside chance that we could be seeing Marco end up not doing anything. I mean, that's kind of what I can sense in the NHC wording is there's a chance this thing might even not even make it. But we are seeing this blow up of convection. So again, the HMON and HWARF, I'm telling you, they're my favorites this year. They kept showing this beeline to the north, right? And it sure heck appears to me that this thing is moving faster to the north. Here's Louisiana. So, not that it, again, well, if it maintains hurricane, then yeah, then they got to make a shift. But they don't. They're confident, obviously. But there it is now. And it sure appears like it's going north. But they're pretty confident of this turn. But we've been showing it a lot. The HMON and stuff going more up. So Panhandle's definitely getting more than you bargained for. Galveston Cat 3. Oh no. No, this is looking more. Well, yeah. Well, they said the M word, possibly major. So you about sheared your pants in north central Florida. I'm telling you, yeah, nobody expected the storms in Florida, man, and they were all fueled by Marco. Marco's tricky. Look at that. Big old juice box. Pumping in the juice. Bringing in the juice. Look at that. Big storms in Tallahassee and Panama. And so I wonder how many weather forecasts were wrong up there today. Laura pushed this little west tracks over Galveston. Well, if you look at the European ensembles, even though the last operational run ran, we are getting enough. You just never seen this much confusion with the euro. The euro is showing. Let's just go see it a little better here on Weather Nerds. But the euro last night was inching toward eastern Texas landfall, and then today it just went 180 and turned into nothing. But here's the European ensembles for 12Z. So the operational run basically is way up here. But, still a lot of members are to the south and stronger. Stronger system to the south. It's going to have a little more time over the water. And most of these weak systems, most of the weak members take it over more land. And what we could be seeing down here is it's not. So it might trend more to these type of models. So that's why the NHC's got their cone, kind of like here. And they still include, a good chunk of Texas. So I don't suspect we'll see much of a track change at 11 on Laura. I don't. think we will. Because the HMON, HWARF, and GFS right here. So if anything, they might tick it to the west a tick. And they might still take Marco and move him a tick to the east. Tick to the east, tick to the west. My arm is killing me, by the way. It's like it's been a marathon talking about these storms. I don't remember the last time I haven't been so obsessed with storm chasing. Yeah, Don, I say the dogs for. Well, I might show them. I don't know. I think the little one's sleeping with Emily. She's a little nervous going to school. Oh, Emily, Julie's got him. So yeah, Boca, you had some storms. So all this is kind of that instability pulling up into the system, believe it or not. So big weather maker. Everything's connected. Everything in the weather world is connected. All this water moisture kind of shows it. See this right here, little area, disturbed area over the Bahamas. That was driven in today towards Marco. So that kind of came out of nowhere. So that's what you felt down there in Miami, kind of getting pulled up into it. So, we got a big, broad circulation, so obviously it's kind of attracting it, But I think Marco's hanging on, actually, though. There's a few bubbles of convection still. I mean, it's faint, but you can see the last few frames. It's trying to fire up again. Boom. So, actually quite a bit. But it's still going north to me. So it's still firing. Look at that. And it's done that. This is the third time today it's done that. We've had massive blow up, then the high winds chop it off. And then it's kind of like this is like a lizard. Marco the lizard. Because you know how you cut off a lizard tail and it grows back, but they're not the same? That's like Marco here.
Researchers have found that the regenerated tail of a lizard is dramatically different from its original equipment.
Kind of like Marco.
Some lizards, like the green anole lizard observed in the study, can lose their tails to escape capture by a predator.
Yeah.
The tail that grows back, however,
he was trying to run away from the shear.
Made of cartilage and long muscle fibers that stretch the.
So Marco's tail points up, the shear cuts it off, then it rebubbles, and now we're on the third tail. And this one's kind of big. This one's big. We don't have any lightning in it, but there's his old tail heading into Appalachia Bay. All right, I'm gonna slow down now, get a little more what's going. Hey, Betty, the weather by me is off and on. Ray Charles can see it going north. Greg, that's great. Yeah, and if you're asking questions, hey, listen, if you really need to know something, Shelly, I'll find you. It's just, I only see 4 or 5 of these slide by, and Carl's moving north, because, you can see it. That's a huge shift in the last NHC advisory. Let me close my windows, my daily window closing session. But that was a pretty significant reposition of Marco. So we might see a little track shift that includes the east more, but it jumped over. That was a new fix. Obviously, the storm's not going to go that way. It's going to go that way. So, I don't know what they'll do. They got hurricane warnings already outside the cone. And see, that's the thing about the cone. The cone, that's where the center of the storm is going to go. You can have effects outside that cone. I guess that's the biggest misconception with the cone. The cone is where the center of the storm technically goes, but you can still have conditions to the east of the cone. So if our storm was here, obviously you're still going to get the ball of convection off to your east. So it's kind of confusing. Sometimes it confuses me, but the cone is where the center goes, not the effects of the storm. That's why we're seeing warnings way outside of the cone, all the way into Alabama state line there. So that makes sense. I mean, they're expecting a big push of the shear, shoving all that nasty weather to the northeast. There's a baby face in the center, Cynthia. Yeah, we're gonna name it Marco the Maniac. All right, what else? So we got Laura to worry about. Everybody's stressing about Laura for sure. Marco's first. this is going to be hitting tomorrow, maybe before 1. The expected landfall was early afternoon, but it's looking like it could be a little earlier. Yes, pressure's huge, Peggy, correct. Thank you. All right, what you got? Oh, see my chat slows down. Yeah, Maddie, yes. That's what we're talking about right now. Oh, Laura. Let's see. Didn't notice that. All I know with Laura, every discussion I read with Laura right now is this, they're just not very confident with the what the center is going to set up because of they're competing. There's two competing centers right now, so let's see. I don't see a huge jump. Here's the current center, officially 8 o'clock. So NHC is putting the center almost on the bottom south side of Cuba. So unless you're talking about current radar, the radar is showing an appearance of a center to the north of the island. There's a lot of chatter about this. Some of the radar imagery was showing a chance that, we had a little, but the NAC is putting the center on the south side of the island, and right now it appears it's going to track south of Cuba. And this is an 8 o'clock position, so they won't know much with the hurricane hunters again until it gets back over water. Yeah, we could do that, Jason. That's a good idea, buddy. That's fun. So the NHC does have archives on every storm, and it's really easy to find them. They're up here, archives. So we can look at graphics. So we'll look at. You said you wanted to do Marco, so let's do Marco first. Kind of see how Marco. It's kind of right back where it started. This has been the most craziest couple storms ever. I am so glad I am not supposed to be a professional and right, because nobody's been right on this, even the models. Hey, thanks, Thomas. I try, man. I don't try to act anything more than just a watcher. Okay, Robin, there you go. Levi just posted eye is still south. Yeah, that's what he's... Actually, if anything, in my opinion, the eye is going to possibly come back down a little more south, just because we're getting a little low spin here, and sometimes it's just tough. I mean, it's starting to get elongated again, and we got to look at where the main convection is. That's a big player in all this, and right now the big convection is lots and lots of lightning, and that what we've learned with this system, that pulls, that's probably what Levi's talking about a lot too. So the center's supposed to be here somewhere, right here, but all this convection's right here. So if anything, it's on that staying away from Cuba track, regardless, or staying away from a lot of Cuba track, putting the Keys a little bit, less. Still going to get some rain bands, I'm telling you, through the Keys, but as far as I'm talking about, the less Cuba interaction, the more we got to worry about this thing having time, to strengthen. It's already proven that it's got that core. We saw it over Hispaniola, so it's pretty decent, and even the size of it is not weaned very much today. So it's kind of what I've learned with these systems over the years is when they get a core, when they get decent structure, it's hard to disrupt. And that's decent, even though it's over all that land. It's somewhat developed. So crazy. Hang on a second. Oh, hi. Where were you at? Oh, Emily snuck in. I thought we had a burglar. No. You gonna show her about your hair?
No.
You don't want to show her hair. So anyway, it's actually, look at it. I mean, if you look at this from the outside looking in now, I mean, it's definitely impressive. I mean, we're getting that look, and it's over land right now, and that's scary. So when it gets over here, I don't know. This one's just got my attention big time. It's got everybody's attention, but just watching real time, for sure. Let's go back to your archive question. 10 minutes later. So here's the archive of Marco. This was Friday, August 21st. Actually, here's the history of it. Let's go back to history. So here was Thursday. We'll just kind of go in time. Hadn't changed too much. Well, it kind of has, because Louisiana was never in the cone. So Louisiana was never in the cone when it all started. And slowly, today's what, Sunday? This was yesterday. It wasn't even in the cone yesterday. These days blend together, I'm telling you. Then we started getting the shift yesterday afternoon. Then a big shift yesterday at 4 o'clock. And then here's kind of where we're at today. So that's now. That was original. That's a big difference. That was Thursday. Look, it didn't even end up crossing the Yucatan. And that's today, so kind of a big shift. Let's take a look at Laura. Kind of fun. We can see what it looked like. Let's just look at then and now. Well, this is animated, so we can keep this up. So, see, remember Florida was in the cone a lot, and we just got this. It's just shifting west. Yeah, King Kong died out there, Dawn. You're right. We have another one, maybe middle Atlantic, into August. So here was our first spaghetti model here's our NHC track for Laura. And now that's where we're at. So that's a big shift too. Big shift. Think about that. So 2 day. I mean, those are two systems that, and 3 day. That's what the 3 day looks like. 3 day cone. Well, we were. Their 3 day cone's better, obviously. But still, even the 3 day cone was inching into the Keys, South Florida. So that's it. Weather changes. I'm not knocking them by any means. Somebody asked to look at it, so we did. Hey, from Osmar Phillip, what's cooking? Anything to watch off of Africa Joe? Hey, Africa Joe. And obviously my comments aren't catching up. Trying to. Yeah, there is a system. Middle part of Atlantic keeps showing up. There's really nothing else towards August 28th, 29th. We're looking at possibility. I mean, I thought I was getting signs there, man. I'm sitting there. So here it is. This is the 30th. So it's really the only thing left. And this is actually leftover. It's so crazy. This could be leftover. So we could get a little low pressure. This is actually leftover Laura. But August 30th. Current trends have it going a little north, but, we don't worry about that yet. But this is, into August. All the models kind of showing it off and on. GFS not this time, but that's a little bit ahead. But that's really, that's fair confidence of what I'm seeing that we could have about a week off of anything affecting anybody. So even the global tropics hazards map here we go to a lot. They show it. August 26th to September 1st, we can have a next wave coming off. And red says kind of high confidence, so that could be the next spot. Hey, there's Beatrice. I ain't seen Beatrice in a while. What's up? MJO. Yeah, MJO, we're kind of being a little suppressed stage, a little negative stage for about a week or two here. That's what they do. Where'd it go? So could be a couple weeks. These change. Doesn't mean we're not really in suppressed. Even though you see all this down in Central America, South America, we're still kind of white. So we're kind of more of in a neutral phase. So it's not that unfavorable. We're just not getting that huge pulse. So even though we're white, it's just normal. Storms will happen when they want to. So, and then, we could have the next big pulse towards the end of September. But nothing, as far as the main development region, things are just going to be kind of neutral for a couple weeks. So anything that decides to pop won't have the suppressed air above to worry about. Let's see. Why did the Euro pick these up? I don't know. The Euro gem is just really disappointing this year. I mean, and it's not just this storm. It just seems like every storm. It's just been over. It goes from one extreme to the next. There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, even with Isaiah, it was showing a wave over by Yucatan. Everybody else was showing a storm on the East Coast. And, where did it go? East Coast. Oh, you just got a flood warning in Stephanie. Yeah, we're getting, I mean, look at that. I think you're up in the Panhandle, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So we're getting, maybe, I don't know where you're at. It's also flood warnings earlier. I'm just looking at current. Oh, there's a bunch there. Panama. These are flood watches, but, special marine warning. So this is, ironically, this is, I'm sure that it caught some people off guard. But this is, this is pretty hefty stuff heading up that way. This is all because of that shear pushing that big convection. But look at that. Big storms rolling into the Panhandle Perry. Marine warnings. So pretty nasty night. All ahead of Marco. So in the short term, we're going to be watching this Marco and see what exactly it's doing. Because it's still firing. Could still be, my big question is going to be, is it actually going due north? Are we going to see a track shift at 11? There's a good bubble. This is on weathernerds.org. But look at this. You can see a big flare up here the last few seconds. So, and it disappears. That's going north. Remember the HMON and HWRF in the GFS were showing more of a Mississippi, Alabama landfall? That would be a storyline because they're not even in the cone. So that'd be interesting to watch. God, it's so close, man. So close. So we'll see what 11 o'clock says. What size is Laura at the moment? Sharon, it's teeny. It's a teeny weeny little guy. Let me see if I can stop this here. Well, we're going to have to resume it. The storm itself, I mean, the convection that was blown off of earlier today is larger than the actual system. But as far as size goes, it's about 100 miles, I'd say. 125 miles. 110 miles. So 100 miles. 107 miles. So it's, this bubble here is only 100 miles. This convection's 200 miles wide. And officially, Hurricane Center has it at tropical storm force winds extend out. Hurricane winds 15 miles. Tropical storm force 105 miles. So that basically that whole ball is a tropical storm, 105 miles from the center. So they're counting more, but officially hurricane force winds 15 miles out from center, and tropical storm force winds out 105 miles. Pressure still 991 though. That's still going to be firing off storms, so I don't think it's going to die anytime soon. Especially when it's hauling booty north like that, right? So anyway, all right, what else we got? Oh, look, yeah. Laura, I get one. Shelly, I told you I get five. I get five screw ups on names at least once. You have to unpin it. My chat thing doesn't like 5,000 chats. So anyway, all right. So you're already getting a nasty weather to Panhandle, regardless of if this thing keeps going north or not. You know, the core winds obviously are around the center, but we'll see at 11 o'clock. I mean, it'd be pretty important 11 o'clock advisory to see if there's any changes. But officially, it's supposed to turn, and we'll see that coming, maybe. But this is the official forecast. All right, and my chat has officially locked. But I can close my window though and reopen it. We'll try that. Then I'll slow down, read a bunch of stuff, and then we'll get ready for the 11 o'clock advisory. Officially. Oh, there's me. I had to turn me off. All right. So now I can unpin it. Do I agree with Laura is taking a summer path to Rita? I saw some Rita maps, and it's really close. I mean, every storm's a little different, but that's not the one I wanted. I wanted Texas. This one. So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously not same position here, but it's got that same feeling, you know. So yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of Mets referring to that kind of similarity. Let's see how far east well, there's no new tracks yet on Amanda. That's just me seeing what I'm seeing. You know, shooting due north. I've been a little shocked that they haven't kept that cone more to the east because of the H-Mon, H-Wharf, and GFS continually to show a north track. In fact, we didn't even look at the latest tracks here at 18s. These are kind of fresh. I mean, these were just a couple hours ago. But you know, there's your latest H-Wharf. Kind of has a fizzle. There's Louis. It's close to the. It's just on the eastern edge of the line. The latest H-Mon is a little stronger. This is Marco, 981, 988. So it takes it in a little bit more to Mississippi. So they're highly confident this thing's going to turn. So we'll see. 11 o'clock. I love the 11 o'clock. Lower size. The official Tropical Storm Force winds are out 100 miles, they said. So there's our turn. So they're expecting a last-second turn. Supposed to turn at the last second. But I don't think they were planning on a new east position at 8 o'clock. So we'll see. I don't know. Won't change much. Laura size. Oh, Julie, I just got her confused again. Laura's big. So there's my second screw up for Laura and Marco. I got 3 more coming. So that's 481, 400. So let's say 400 miles, and it's very healthy looking. 470. I mean, I don't know. Do you want to count out there to there? It's 460, 410. So I'd say 400 miles. 400 miles in circumference. Pretty big. All right, what else we cooking? I like somebody who said beer. I'm going to pocket those 3. Yeah, Tyler, it does. Oh, that thing's got zoomed in. We don't want to go that big. Zoom out. Whoops, this stupid measure tool gets defaulted. And all right, so let's zoom in on Laura. We'll just leave Laura up for a minute, because it is looking like maybe this could be the most tropical looking thing we've had all year. We're already in the L's, and we really haven't had a real tropical looking system. And this one so happens that it happens to be over high mountains, and it's looking tropical. Go figure. Central America for Laura? I doubt it. Nope. It's going to stay north. Jamaica's obviously right there. They're definitely feeling it. You know, we warned that last night that this thing keeps tracking south, that Jamaica's, you know, just a few days ago, this thing was supposed to be north of Cuba. Now it's barreling in with some pretty big storms down in Jamaica right now. Hey, Beth, Laura is about 400 to 450 miles wide. Weaker storms go west, but this is not considered weak. The pressures are dropping 1,000. I don't know if that was frequent, but anyway, 1,000. It was 1,005 entering Hispaniola, and now it's 1,000. So it's definitely strengthening. Lowering pressures is not a sign of 1,001 for Marco. So Marco got a little weaker. Marco's now 1,001, but Laura is down to 1,000. So Laura's definitely got the potential for sure. But so when our new NHC map comes out, there's a chance. Let's see, Wednesday, tomorrow's Monday. I mean, we're going to start to see watches and warnings come up very soon for the upper Gulf. So that's coming soon. They have a time frame. The reason they're not out there yet is they only issue them 36, 48 hours out. So it's not close enough yet to issue watches. So they might come at 11 o'clock. Maybe. What is up with the CEM2 on Laura? Let's see. Is that a model? I think that's a combination model. You talking about the pink guy? Is it the pink one? No, I don't know who that guy is. That one is always wants to party in Panama City. It's the extreme out. Oh, these are the 00Z. These just came out fresh. These just come out like literally just now. Tropical tidbits. So there's these are very, very, you know, scratch that guy and get him out of here. High confidence otherwise. State line to middle Louisiana. So western Texas and Louisiana is definitely becoming the target zone. So I don't think they're going to change their track much at all at 11, in my opinion. We'll see. They'll probably keep the intensity right where it's at because they want to wait till this thing gets off of Cuba. And, you know, they're just going to start warning people about the possibility. Major hurricane. 'Tis the season, right? We're supposed to have, what, 5 of them, 6 of them? So we're bound to get one. The Gulf's going to have no shear, and we're going to have a couple days over super duper hot water. So, too late to lower insurance deductibles. Yeah, the high please, yes. I think it'll hold, Kaylee. Yes, it is. The high is building in, and this thing takes a little second to load, but we'll let it keep trying. It's trying. It's at 43%. 48 million people are on Levi's site now trying to access the satellite servers. Well, John, if the high over Florida weakens, then the system would pull more to the north. I mean, but the fact we don't have hardly any ensembles, so we're at 80%. We're at 83%. We're at 93%. We are at full 100%. I'm about to see it jumps. I hate this when these satellites change positions on you. Kind of hard to read. This is a little better one. So we'll leave that one up there. We're talking about Laura. Yeah, high pressure strong, and you know, when you have every single model predict, I mean, it would take a huge. We're talking slight shifts now, a little bit of building to the east and west. So, you know, I mean, unless the only indicator is that the high is not building, and that's why we're seeing Marco. Marco's supposed to be turning soon. See, even the 00Z spaghetti models on Marco just came out. Look, well, there's a couple going north now, but I mean, it's really predicting this to turn. That's because of the high pressure. One of the reasons, but the high pressure is building in, and that's going to be the same high pressure that pushes Laura. So high confidence. You know, we'll see if the NHC has a new track. It does appear like it's going north, but it's expected to turn soon. The good news is it's not strengthening. If anything, it's weakening a little bit. So the chance of this thing becoming any more than what it is very, very, very unlikely. That's the only good news about Marco, is it's not expected to get any stronger. So that's the good news. And it'll be here and gone before you know it. Then we got to worry about Laura. Rainfield with Laura. Yeah, we can show you that. That'd be a good question. I don't want to show the latest Euro because the Euro is so... we'll show the latest GFS because the Euro's the oddball of the bunch. So we're not going to show him right now because it's not right. It could be right. Anybody could be right. But if it sticks on the path everybody else is thinking, there's some pretty good rains. Obviously. So the rain's here for Marco, little, but I'm glad you brought that up. You know, we could have some pretty big rains. Let me pull it up here and we'll zoom in on my little drawing program. So, you know, there's it's pretty hefty rains. I mean, that's the track that most of them are going on, right? So, very believable that we can see more totals, obviously, with a stronger system. 9, 10. And notice the GFS obviously not showing much here with Marco. Almost got me there. And then let's see the surge map, if it's been updated yet or not. That's not the one. Second one. I got 2 good storm surge maps on there. Let's see if the Sierra link. Oh yeah, we're starting to get some now. Great site. I haven't linked surge potential map, but look, we're starting to see. Well, this is the official track. Obviously, it depends on the official track. Here's your state. Here's Lake Charles, but you know, we're starting to see the surge maps come to play now. And all these areas that normally, a low line, you guys will be affected. So I suspect these are not 100% final yet, as our system is still way down here. But it's a great tool, at least, so you can go in here, you can zoom, you can click the little squiggly line, and you can get some more detailed information on particular areas. And that link is located underneath the Weather Nerd satellite, storm surge potential. All right, we'll leave it here. We'll leave it here at Marco and see that last little bubble. Megan, yeah, we can look at the map. Let's see the last little. It's a teeny little guy. It's the hunter of hurricanes. It's just hard to believe this thing's going to turn. It's hard to believe it's going to be a hurricane, but it is. Somewhere down in there are some hurricane winds. And it'll go down as the ugliest looking hurricane in history of hurricane tracking. It'll be the blob. The attack of the blob, if Whitney's in there. We chase blobs, in case you didn't know it. Early in the season, I was obsessed with blobs. Weather blobs. So we had a blob shirt made. We have fans that wear them, but we even have a Hurricane Hunter shirt. Check this out. I haven't even checked if I forget that we have it all. So there's a little Hurricane Hunter. People love them. Coupon. Look at that. Here he is. And then I'm trying to find the Blob shirt. Blob shirt somewhere down here. They changed it. They reordered. Oh, there it is. All right. So I watch blobs. So technically, Marco is a blob. And the secondary blob is that blob going into the Big Bend area. So this is like the 15th storm of the Gulf season that we've been watching blobs in the Gulf. That would be Marco and his little convection buddy going off into the Big Bend area. So please answer pin. That's hard. I'm saying Laura could turn north. Well, no. Well, yeah. Well, John, no. I'm just saying. If for some reason we didn't have that high pressure there, yeah, the storm would go straight north. But it's very, very. It's not going to happen. There'd be one lonely spaghetti model that showed that. So I mean, it could go to the upper Gulf. There's, but I'm telling you that NHC cone, man, a 3-day cone this far out, you could see the tightly clustered spaghetti. I mean, when you start to see confidence this close together, I mean, it's kind of hard to start theorizing. My one little brain is not smarter than their 15, 20 brains. That's for sure. It's all about the blobs. And let me see if I can find our. Let's see here. Here we go, Apalachicola Bay. So I just mentioned, Barrett's. I mentioned Apalachicola Bay. They're big supporters of Mike. But there they are, Apalachicola Bay. They're going to be getting the blob tonight. And the Chamber of Commerce up there loves loves us. So their big thing is eat local. What did he tell me? Their shop local, eat local thing. I don't know, but it's a cool site. I got the link. But they're right in the heart of this big blob mess coming toward them right now. Hefty duty rains rolling in right now. Look at that. Big time coming in off of the Gulf. That's crazy, right? So, all right, cool beans. So we got an hour and a half. We got new advisories coming out, so it'll be kind of interesting. I don't know if we're gonna see any changes with Marco. Maybe a little tick to the east. Maybe they're gonna talk. Maybe they'll lower intensity. I don't know. I mean, Hurricane Hunters are 1,001 millibar right now, so it could be weakening, unless they're worried it could re-strengthen. So they might not lower intensity. 1,001 millibar. It was 991. That's a big increase in pressure. It was 991. Now it's 1,001. So at 8 o'clock it was 991. Yeah, that's big increase in pressure, which means a weakening. So we'll see. Hopefully it's a nothing burger. Mississippi, Roy, well, this is heading straight north. And then a turn. There's a chance the coastal areas of Mississippi will still see some pretty hefty winds and squalls. I think you got a tropical storm warning, so it's we're gonna see. We'll see some. Let's take a look at some radar here. You'll see some squalls and some heavy rains overnight, getting into the morning hours for sure. Everything's going to be on the east side. So this is the NAM. This isn't a hurricane model, but this is morning. So there's some of those big squall lines coming in off of the Gulf. So there's, we'll have a chance for some strong squalls overnight and especially in the morning. And then we'll have the tail. We'll have some, coming in on the backside. So definitely Mississippi. You'll get maybe you'll get a landfall. But if Marcos hangs together. But you get some nasty weather in the morning. You'll probably get some overnight squalls. Storm Prediction Center has you guys in yellow, so you got to pay attention. A little bit tonight, but tomorrow definitely starts to increase here. So Storm Prediction Center yellow, it means can't rule out a occasional water spout or risk for a supercell tornado. So tornadoes come in off of the water with these squalls. That's instability and a lot of well, here it is. A few tornadoes are possible across the central Gulf Coast on Monday. So, and that's because of the squalls coming in. So, all right, everything's cool, man. Lots of rain, Mobile Bay, correct? With Jason, I'm not witchcraft, and I hope I'm not. If I am, smack me. Let me see here. Last few questions, and then we'll wrap it up. I guess I should probably post a lot, but I'm gonna wait. I don't want to crash my computer. No, the Laura is too far away from Marco. Marco definitely started accelerating, and Laura actually slowed down a little bit. So those two are probably far enough away. Now the only thing is if Marco curves, dissipates, and could be a weak low pressure kind of hanging around the Western Gulf. I'm not sure it would have any. I don't know what kind of nobody. I mean, it. I don't know what kind of effects it would have, honestly. Probably none. So, hey Drew, what's up? Thank you, buddy. So yeah, thank you, Betty Davis. You can call Mark. Yeah, you can call Marco Polo. Loro Polo. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, you need in prison. There's my buddy Chris. What's up? No Jamaica in Jamaica now. Well, Jamaica is getting rain if you're down that way. So, all right, we got to do a lot in the morning for sure. I said the Keys. How many times? I said the Keys. How many times? A lot. The Keys are going to get an occasional Monday squall line possible. Maybe hitting Naples, Fort Myers, maybe. So you're going to get an occasional outside squall line, and you still tropical storm watch. But that's probably going to be it. They might even lose that. I don't know. But officially, the Keys, tropical storm watch. Could have an outer band or two. No more than an afternoon thunder shower. Except this will have more sunshine in between it. So it's not going to be an all-day rainer. It'll be like a quick little tropical squall, just enough to go inside, get another drink, come back out, it'll be gone. Gulf breeze. I mean, all those areas we just, covered. Jacksonville. I mean, there's Mississippi tomorrow would be overnight. In the morning, for sure, Mississippi, you're going to start seeing these squalls come in. So you're going to wake up to some rainy, squally weather on the upper Gulf Coast, no doubt. So, cool beans. Yep, first day of school tomorrow, Marine. Oh, thanks. Oh, you're asking me. Yeah, I know. I'm a little nervous, a little sad. I'll be taking a lot of pictures. Hey, Chris, thanks, buddy. United Environmental, yes. Look at that. It's always cool to see a sponsor pop in. Let me see if I got the wrong site up here. I got two things turned off. So I got an old version of my site running. I was going to try to get your link, but I use it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Look at that. Boom. So there's one of our website sponsors watching us. And we're going to try to get... since all of our supporters on the webpage are kind of like industry type people, so hopefully down the road we'll start getting some like cool videos if we're gonna cross share, like them actually doing storm repair, sparks out there getting the line workers getting, storm damage coverage. I don't know if you heard, but weather chasing is now part of us a little bit, helping us. And he is providing us with video. I did one today. We shared it. So you'll be seeing more weather chasing stuff. And, I always try to bring cool content to the Facebook page. So it's all good, right? Good. All right, so we're going to go. Hey, listen, thanks everybody for the first day of school. I hope I made some sense tonight. I try not to, I've talked 4, 6, 7, 8 hours a day. I hate to sound, I like the one-day chats. I love them. I love waking up doing a chat. 8 o'clock, I get a little worried because it's kind of like the same stuff I talked about. I did a supporter chat today for an hour and a half. So I talked 4.5 hours a day about hopefully something. I would love a flag, man. I would love to go camping again. I've canceled 2 camping trips, man. We had the ultimate vacation for Margaritaville RV Resort. I was taking the golf cart. So the whole Corona lockdown thing, I got a golf cart. That was my baby. I put lights on it. I put a radio in it. I put a horn on it. And that was my garage thing. I'm like, I'm going to do something. And I'm like, we're going to take this to NASCAR. And so our NASCAR race got canceled. Didn't get canceled, but I'm not going play by the rules. So then we were going to go to Margaritaville, and I had it all mapped out in my RV site, and there's a land shark bar, and there's another bar, and I'm like, oh my God, we're going to be going to the beach, and Emily's driving me to the bar and back. It'd be great. We had to cancel that. Then we were going to go camping this weekend to Old Town, and we were going to spend 2 nights going back and forth to Old Town, but then this happened, so I'll never get to camp again. Ever. I was, it's funny you say, I got a flag. I got a drunk donkey flag I hang on it. Denise, it's hard, man. I was wired last night. Man, I couldn't sleep. I laid there I felt like I was awake the whole time. Then and then the 5 o'clock advisory came out, and I'm like, screw it. I gotta go. I gotta get up. I gotta post. Yeah, Kyle, we do. And, we keep this going. I know Jim NASCAR, but I don't know if you know the story, but I said it earlier. But we would buy 3 spots on Lake Lloyd. We'd back one up, park one the other so we could face our awnings. We put the spot between us, we put tents up, and we bought a pool and, all this stuff to do. And we had a nice area. Well, now Daytona, absolutely no way. Everybody's got to back in. So that means my awning's facing, we don't get to socialize anymore. And they said we couldn't use our 3rd spot for gathering. Our pool, everything had to be underneath our awning. I'm like, I ain't doing that. Piss me off. I'm like, you're telling me by me buying a 3rd site, now we're going to be spread out the same amount of people, but you want us now to all huddle? So I didn't want to deal with it. And they're not letting us in until 2 days later. We usually go on Tuesday. It's $1,000 a spot. That's our vacation. So we go on Tuesday. We're there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can justify it, Now they only let you in on Thursday. It's the time you get all set up, you got to leave again. That ain't fun. You can tell I'm wired up about that. Oh, man. But it's fun. I would much rather do what I'm doing here, though, man. I am totally obsessed. You know that. I got to go see Emily practice today at softball. That was my escape out of the house for the last couple days. So she had softball practice this morning. And then my app went down. The app has never went down in its life. I don't know what the hell happened. Well, Shelly sent me a picture. What's that for? Thank you, Donna Adams, whatever that means. I'll have to check. Anyway, so my app. Oh, I was just make sure the app was working. God, it sucked earlier. I was so mad. And the good thing is, there it is. It's working. The good thing, and I tried something different. I had a fan email me. I never realized this, but when you go to my site before and you hit a link, it would always go back. So now I got it fixed to go back to the site, which is cool. So whoever suggested that, it's awesome. So now when you're on my site and you go to the NHC page, all you got to do is hit back, and it goes back to the site. And before it would go back to the menu, it'd go back to that. And what's also cool is you can watch YouTube. And it's only the save version. Oh well. I was hoping it was the live version. But there's this morning's YouTube. So you can always go back and watch the day before show. And it's cool, man. It's like high def on your phone.
Every update that Laura continues west brings.
I got some other perks on there. I'm just glad it's working because, man, I was like, and I think they're overseas, obviously, but they have. I love, like yesterday I had to call GoDaddy, and I'm so happy that GoDaddy has people, and I talked to a people, and my app people, at least I could chat with a people, and people are great. So, all right, cool beans. Well, there's a lot to talk about. You guys, the website's got it all. Obviously, I just ramble on. All the official stuff's on here. So, things to watch at 11 o'clock. Weakening Marco. Or a more northward moving Marco. But it's just a sloppy system. So, no more strengthening with Marco. It's going to be here and gone. Hopefully, it's not a hurricane anymore. 1,001 pressure. That's pretty high. I don't think there's ever been a hurricane that was 1,001 pressure. So you are getting some strong winds though, but we'll see what the pressure is. So you got that, and the other thing you got to worry about obviously is Laura. Laura's got the potential to be a major hurricane in the Gulf, and that's a definite. So that'll be the big news. Possible Cat 2, 3, who knows. So. Still lots to watch in the tropics. And as far as that goes, a little break. So, thanks, everybody. Nope, New Orleans is not out of the woods for Marco by any means. You've still got a hurricane warning. Remember, 11 o'clock. Hurricane warning still up. Make sure, 11 o'clock. If the NHC has a hurricane warning up, you got a hurricane warning. Yeah, Dawn. Would that be fun? Actually, we were supposed to do a cruise. Remember, we were going to do a cruise. I had a cruise thing set up. We were going to do a weather cruise in March, but who the hell knows, right? I don't know if they ever going to have cruises again. I'd hate to work in the cruise industry, that's for sure. We're going to go on a new Carnival Mardi Gras ship. Huge ship. The biggest one. It was supposed to be completed. It's probably completed. It's supposed to be completed in November. So we had a sweet deal we were working on, man. And here we go, right? So that probably ain't going to happen. Let's go to Twitter real quick. I gotta catch up now what we're talking about. See if there's anything new. Weather Channel has great graphics, man. I love them. Really, really good graphics. Awesome graphics. So here's your surge. Let me retweet that. So hey, look at this. So we're getting a lot more video in. This is from Santo Domingo State. Some flooding. They definitely had a lot of rain. I saw a lot of flood pictures. Yeah, here's our center, but look, there's all the convection. It's ugly, man. Look at that. Double blobs. We chase blobs. Main blob, little blob. The panhandle blob's bigger and juicier than the main blob. And again, the overall structure of Laura is very impressive. So we got a big day tomorrow. Tracking. Busy day for me, man. I got the kids' first day of school. Hey, Levi did a video, by the way, too. Levi, if any fans of Levi's, he posted a video tonight. So check him out. TropicalTidbits.com. So, cool beans. All right. Rambled on enough. All right. Be good, y'all. And appreciate it. Shelly's in there. She helped me a lot on the Facebook side. We got a little supporter chat room, and hopefully, you know, you all help each other in there. And if you got anything, you can reach out to her, and she can reach out to me, and we can all hold hands. All right, we'll see. I'll do this in the morning, by the way, 9:19. Outside chance that the bus is in here. The bus is supposed to be here at 9:04 for Sarah. First day of school. I don't know. I got to be a good dad, though. So, my fingers are crossed. Hopefully she's first on the stop. Hey, Susan, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. See you in the morning there, too, Robert. John Boy. See you, Deidre. All right, Stephanie. No, got to wait for that 11 o'clock advisory. So, I got to get some food. So, we'll see y'all. Thanks so much. See you in the morning, 9:19 or later. Bye.